Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast. This is Victoria English, head coach at Alcohol Free Lifestyle. Thanks for joining me today. I saw a meme not too long ago and it made me laugh and also sort of made me want to cry because it really reminded me of my drinking days. It said, I can get drunk on victimhood as easily as I get drunk on vodka. Wow, mic drop. Does that resonate with you? Do you find that you can get drunk on victimhood? Well, if so, it's okay because we are human. I can't promise that I can teach you how to stop getting drunk on victimhood, but I can help you stop getting drunk on vodka or wine or beer or anything else. And I'm going to share some techniques that I have learned in my years of not drinking that really help. And these techniques still come in handy because even though I no longer get drunk on alcohol and I don't get drunk on victimhood, I can still fall into feeling a little bit victimized. Because look, the facts are sometimes we are. Sometimes we are the victim of ugliness in this world. The ugliness I'm speaking about is text ugliness. Wow. Can you imagine? I mean, what was life before texting? Well, I think it was a little bit more gentle because researchers have shown that people will hesitate to say such cruel things to a person's face, but they sure don't hold back when they are hiding behind a keyboard. Our thumbs can be lethal weapons. So today, I'm going to share a little bit with you about how I made it through a challenging time that it happened recently. I'm not going to get into the details, but I was in a text conversation and it was going badly. And so thankfully, I had the wherewithal to pause the conversation. And I said, I'm going to stop this conversation. I would like to speak verbally later. And the person on the other side of the conversation didn't agree with my approach and kept texting me and decided to hurl some really, really nasty things across space into my little phone. The feelings were the same feelings that came up back when I was drinking, and I would get into these types of conversations. We've all had them, right? And whether you struggle with alcohol or not, there are lessons to be learned about stepping away, hitting the pause button on conversation. It just so happens that when we are in the cycle of drinking, because our prefrontal cortex, which is the critical thinking, decision-making part of our brain, is literally hijacked and we are put into fight or flight more easily, it's harder to access these skills. So that's why I'm sharing them here with you today, and feel free to share them with your friends who don't drink because I think we can all learn from them. I had to remind myself of these skills and I had to work hard actually to call them to mind and put them into place. It wasn't easy or pleasant at all. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but life after drinking isn't always sunshine and rainbows and unicorns. It is a lot of the time though, which is pretty cool. So how did I do it? Well, as I said, I had to hit the pause button. As I mentioned, I did pause the conversation from my side, but the other person decided to not pause theirs. So there I was with this just steaming pile of garbage sitting on my phone screen. I thought about responding. I really did. When I was drinking, I used to always respond. I live in Colorado now, but I'm from Miami. And being in Miami for over 23 years, you do learn to have some zingers. You have some comebacks, and I like to think that I'm fairly articulate and I could give it as good as I got it back in the day. And so, my brain was thinking of, I know how to get them, but I didn't do that. So what did I do? I'm going to share with you a few things that I did, and hopefully it'll help you. And I'll get into some more suggestions after I give these. But if you want to avoid getting drunk on vodka, let's start there. When you're feeling like a victim, here's some things that you can try. The first thing that I did, and that I suggest you do, is to put away your phone. If it's not possible to put away your phone, I suggest that you leave the conversation. That might mean explaining that you are going to leave the room and that you'll be back later, and then do it. So when you put away your phone, I mean put away your phone. Turn it off. Put it in a different room. Give it to someone to hold for you for an hour, or if this conversation is happening in the afternoon or evening, put it away until the next day if you can. I know that sounds like, oh gosh, my phone for how long, without my phone for how long, but trust me, it's really worth it. What do you do with yourself when you put away your phone? Well, you give yourself a chance to catch your breath, right? And even if you are in the cycle of drinking and that prefrontal cortex, that decision-making part of your brain isn't operating on all cylinders, it will at least have a chance to catch up. Because when we're hurt, when someone hurts our feelings, we go into fight or flight. So taking a pause can give your decision-making brain a chance to have a vote. You don't want to just react. So put away your phone, leave the conversation just for a little while. You'll know when it's safe to go back. You'll know when it's safe to get your phone, when it's safe to go back into the room. Your body will let you know. Naturally, I was feeling quite agitated. My heart rate was up. My mouth was dry. I could feel kind of a spinning sensation in my head. It wasn't good. So what do you do with yourself once you put the phone away, leave the room? Well, you get some of that energy out. Go for a walk. Move your body. Scream. Hit a pillow. Play some loud music. Take a hot shower. Take a cold shower. So you see what I'm getting at? Tap into your senses. Go for a walk. Get your heart rate up in a good way. Get some of that exhalation, right? Get the respiration going. Breathe it out. I've been known to push myself so hard that there's no room to think about anything else. Do you ever do that where you go for a run? I don't run anymore. I'll get on my Peloton and I will just go as hard and as fast as I can. You don't have to be some mad athlete to be able to burn off this energy through exercise. So move your body, right? Get your heart rate up. Loud music if you need it. Some people do calm music. I tend to do loud music. I want something that's going to match this energy, this discontent. My favorite is Linkin Park. I just hit play and I just scream along. Maybe calm music will do the trick for you. What do you notice? Well, you notice that you're getting the energy out. The goal is to move it through you. If it stays stuck, nothing good is going to happen. If you're stuck in the cycle of drinking, the allure of a drink is unlikely to dissipate because you're not doing anything with that stuck energy. So get it out. So what did I talk about so far? Moving your body, listening to music, showers. Temperature is good, right? Feel something on your skin. That might be a hot shower. That might be a cold shower. I remember when I had stopped drinking, I was so upset one time that I went outside barefoot and I stuck my feet in the snow so that I wouldn't drink. I didn't stay there too long. Don't worry. I still have all my toes. But the shock of that cold was enough to kind of jolt me out of the spinning thoughts, the head, everything was going a million miles a minute in my brain. And just the cold gave me something else to think about. Touch. Maybe you need to touch something. You can find something that comforts you or something that challenges you. Do you need to pick up something kind of heavy? Maybe go do some yard work or lift some weights. Maybe you need something soothing like a really fuzzy blanket. And then sight. Sight is helpful. Pull up a beautiful picture well, you don't have your phone. I was about to say on your phone, but go on the internet, pull up some beautiful pictures, look out your window if you happen to have a nice view. I'm really lucky. I can see the Rocky Mountains, the Front Range from my kitchen window. So I'll look at that. I'll stand out on the deck if it's not too cold. Look at a picture of someone that you love. Remember what really, really matters. Focus on that. So those are really good things to do while you are away from your phone or from the room in which that other person is. So tap into your senses. That can bring you back to yourself. Oh, I forgot another thing, grounding. Have you ever done grounding? Coach Sarah, she works with us at Alcohol Free Lifestyle, and she is a big fan of grounding. She takes off her shoes and she'll go into the grass. And that really helps her. I guess that's a more gentle way of doing things, isn't it, than being barefoot in the snow? But she lives in Australia. So I guess I don't know, Sarah, would you like standing in the snow? I'll have to ask her. I wonder if it would have the same effect. So yes, get in touch with your senses. You're taking that very, very important pause.
Hi, this is James Swanwick, and we're taking applications for our 90-day and 1-year stop drinking programs. Clients are mostly executives, entrepreneurs, and investors who have tried unsuccessfully and repeatedly to stop drinking but remain stuck in a frustrating cycle of stop-start, stop-start. Our programs are not AA, which has a reported 7% success rate. Our programs are not rehab, which has a reported 6% success rate. Our 90-day and 1-year programs involve a safe, fun, virtual community of high achievers with a process that boasts an incredible 92% success rate of clients reaching at least 90 consecutive days alcohol-free. We use the latest neuroscience and personal development processes to help rewire clients' brains around alcohol and minimize its importance in their lives. We will show you how to powerfully socialize with friends, family, and colleagues, what to say and how to say it so people don't mistakenly think that you're an alcoholic or have a problem, and how to eliminate the temptation of returning to constant drinking so you can finally break the stop-start cycle. To ensure client success, Project 90 can only accept 15 new clients each month. Some of those happy clients include John Keltner from California, who said, "I've lost 10 pounds." Susie Vaughn, a real estate broker in Tennessee, who said, "I've generated 20% more leads." Jessica Gaines-Jarbo from Kentucky, who says, "I've now got joy, focus, presence, and clarity." And Joe Worley from Michigan, who says, "My wife has the real Joe back." If you're an executive, entrepreneur, or investor who's sick of the stop-start cycle and the damaging effects alcohol has on your health, happiness, and family, and you're ready to regain confidence, become more present with your spouse and children, reduce stress, anxiety, and irritability, sleep better, increase focus and productivity, and feel better quickly, you're invited to apply to become a Project 90 client. Applicants can apply for an introductory interview by visiting alcoholfreelifestyle.com/Project 90. There's a link in the show notes which you can just click, but that link is alcoholfreelifestyle.com/Project 90. Application interviews are limited and are conducted on a first-come, first-served basis. If there are no remaining interview times available, wait a few weeks and try again. Let's get back to the show.
The next thing is to use your words. When I go through these challenging emotions, I don't always feel like burdening somebody with it, but I have found that it helps. And so pick up the phone and Oh, you're away from your phone. Darn it. What am I going to do with you guys? Okay, you can use your phone to call somebody after you burn off some energy. But no, seriously, when you do catch your breath a little bit, my first suggestion is to do something dramatic, like move your body, get it out. Then talk to someone, talk to a friend, talk to a counselor, a coach. Maybe you have a support group on social media that can help you. And it's just a safe place to put your thoughts and your feelings. You can also use a private diary app. There's a lot of them out there. Penzu is one that comes to mind. There's all kinds of layers of security there. And that's a place where you can just vent and get all of your thoughts and feelings out of your mind and onto a page. I'm also a big fan of pen and paper. There's something about actually writing out the words in script that can be very helpful. And again, that also helps you to calm down. Your breathing will regulate, your thoughts will become more cohesive. So get those thoughts out of your head, even if you think that they sound crazy, even if they don't make sense. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you get them out. When I was learning how to stay stopped from drinking, my therapist and I had a joke, and she would say, "Victoria, don't hang out in your head alone. It's not safe in there." It was a joke, and I knew what she meant. She meant that I had a tendency to ruminate, and I had a tendency to make huge meanings out of just about everything. So the old me would have taken these words that this person texted to me, and I would have made a huge meaning out of them. What those words said about me, what it meant I was as a person. That doesn't really happen anymore because there's a big difference between having a healthy conversation that may have constructive criticism and a conversation where there is name calling and profanity and things like that. I don't have conversations like that anymore. If I do, they're one-sided, meaning that they're coming at me. I exit those conversations. If you don't know how to do that now, while you're in this cycle of drinking, you will eventually, I promise. It's a skill set that you can learn. That's a big part of what we do in our coaching. So, yeah, getting out of our head, it's a really good idea. I try to let things, I think of myself as like permeable, right? So things come in and they flow back out. I don't keep everything in anymore. And it's okay if you do, but it won't stay that way. Alcohol plays a big role in the rumination. It really, really does. Once you remove the alcohol for a period of time and your body and your brain start to heal from it, you can learn these skills and they will become as readily available to you as alcohol might be now. Alcohol is not solving any of these problems for you. In fact, it's probably amplifying them. It's making them worse. It's pouring gasoline. Even if you are wronged, having your prefrontal cortex not vote on how you respond to these things is just going to amplify an already difficult situation. So yes, use your words, either in a diary, to a friend, online support, a therapist, or once you join us here at Project 90 with one of your fellow members or a coach. Those are just, they sound like really simple things now that I say them, but it took me a while to learn how to access these skills and make them readily available. Here's what the big difference is. You might kind of stumble through some of these tactics in the beginning. It might feel really unnatural to put your phone away or to not send a zinger back via text. It might sound really I don't know, you might feel kind of goofy putting on metal music or whatever and, punching a pillow. It might feel a little weird. It's okay. You might feel, I don't know, weak if you reach out to somebody. You might feel weak if you are journaling and talking about how sad you feel because so and so hurt your feelings, right? It can kind of take us back to being like a little kid on the playground. Like, oh, really? You're going to go and cry to your mommy? But you know what? In a lot of ways, you guys, we still are little kids on the playground. Everybody wants to feel heard and they want to feel valued and they want to feel part of. Alcohol doesn't allow us any of that. Alcohol doesn't care about us. And so when difficult situations arise and alcohol is calling your name, it only takes a few minutes to turn in the opposite direction of the direction you usually go. So if you usually pick up a drink, just try some of these things. Like, promise yourself that the next time you feel hurt or victimized or wronged, and you really want to turn to the bottle, and you really want to text them back, or you really want to call them up and tell them what you really think about them, make a commitment that you will at least try this. Try some of these techniques. What is the worst that can happen? The worst thing that can happen if you do drink is that you're going to make this a whole lot messier and uglier. So try something different. I'd like to hear from you guys. If you try one of these tactics, send us a message. You can message James on Instagram at James Swanwick. You can message me at Victoria English 1111. You can post anywhere and just say, hey, Victoria, I heard that episode. And, instead of pouring a drink and getting drunk on victimhood, I tried something else. I can't promise it's going to resolve everything, but I can almost promise it's not going to pour gasoline on whatever fire is burning. So yes, put away your phone, take a break, experience your senses. Ask for help, talk to someone, talk to yourself if you need to, write it down, get it out. Don't allow these things to stay stuck. And remember, vodka never solved anything. If it had, I wouldn't have given it up. It made things worse. It takes some practice to learn these new techniques, and that is okay. I have been messy in this. I was messy about it the other day, but guess what? I didn't make a mess of anything else. I didn't come at that person. In fact, I didn't respond. The conversation ended there. And as far as I'm concerned, it's finished. That conversation is done. There's nothing really that needs to be said after profanity is hurled at me. That's a boundary that I've learned since I stopped drinking. So I hope that I'll get the chance to share more coaching tips with you. Maybe it will be in Project 90. As always, I extend an invitation to book a free discovery call with me, Coach Victoria, Coach V as they call me around here, or with one of our other amazing coaches. It's 15 minutes. There's no charge. It's really more of a little mini interview. We're interviewing you, you're interviewing us to see if we're a fit for each other. See if Project 90 might be for you. And if we're the right fit for you. So let's have a chat. I promise it'll be fun. And I would really like to hear if any of these techniques work for you in your daily life. Until next time, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day and take good care.
Hi there, this is James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I would be so grateful if you would leave a review. That will help us climb the rankings and get our show exposed to so many more people who could really benefit from the content. You can do that by going into Apple Podcasts, rating the show, writing a little one-sentence summary, and posting it. That would be so amazing. Thank you. Likewise, if you would like to schedule a 15-minute exploratory call and apply for our Project 90 program, then you can do so by going to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. If you'd like to get the free guide, that is the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide, you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Our YouTube channel is at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.